Well, after a disastrous interview, Britain's Prince Andrew has stepped down from public duties over the Jeffrey Epstein sex scandal case. Now, Andrew, who is Queen Elizabeth's second son, said that the controversy surrounding his quote-unquote ill-judged association with the late US financier and sex offender Epstein has caused major disruptions to the royal family's work. Remember, in a recent interview, Prince Andrew denied having sex with a 17-year-old girl procured for him by his friend Jeffrey Epstein, who killed himself allegedly in an American prison while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. The British royal faced a lot of flack over what has been dubbed as his catastrophic explanation for the allegations. Many viewers also condemned his apparent lack of compassion for Epstein's victims. Let's listen in to what Prince Andrew exactly said in that infamous interview.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was, oh actually, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at, and I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat.
Well, certainly quite an explanation there. Well, meanwhile, the lawyers of Epstein's victims welcomed the move, but added that it was time that Prince Andrew begins cooperating with the law enforcement.
It's great that he's stepping away from his royal duties, but it's really not about that. It's about justice and accountability for the victims. So it's important that he says he's going to cooperate with law enforcement. He should also answer questions from all of the accusers' attorneys, especially the attorney for Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who has very significant claims against him. He should turn over any and all evidence he has, emails, texts, calendars, all the normal stuff that you turn over when you're in litigation. And he should have his staffers and security personnel also talk to law enforcement, because they could help us determine where he was, when he was there, and what they saw. So all of that is extremely important so we can get to the bottom of what happened.
Meanwhile, royal experts have said that the situation is only going to get worse for Prince Andrew going forward.
Absolute bombshell coming after several days of horrific headlines for the palace. Just an absolute catastrophe for Prince Andrew after his interview with the BBC. And he was totally forced into a corner, an avalanche of protests from big business, from charities, from people that rely on those charities as well, potentially losing out, and an absolute catastrophe for both the palace and Prince Andrew tonight.
Well, the upper house of the Indian Parliament took up the issue of air pollution in Delhi as the air quality index in the capital entered the very poor category again after a brief respite. Now, the Rajya Sabha debated the matter during the crucial 0 hour. Earlier, the House Chairman Venkaiah Naidu requested all members to be present in the House during the debate. The Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said that the central government had taken several steps, including the formation of a task force to control pollution. He also said that 280 crore rupees had been allocated to raise awareness about the worsening air quality.
Various committees have been constituted at Centre, Steering Committee headed by Secretary, a Joint Secretary, and Implementation Committee under Member Secretary CPCB. This ministry is collaborating under a National Clean Air Program with state pollution control boards and leading academic institutions in the state for which MOUs have been signed. Ministry has allocated 10 crore each for 28 cities. That is 280 crores, for million-plus populations, for public awareness, capacity building, source apportionment study, mechanical street sweeper, water sprinklers, mobile enforcement units. This is important because acknowledging the problem is the beginning of solution of the problem.
Remember, this comes after some MPs, including those from the BJP, skipped a crucial cross-party meeting on Delhi air pollution earlier.